What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Kuat NV 2.0. It's going to be a 4-bike bike rack that holds the bikes by the wheels. So there's going to be no frame contact whatsoever. Why it's so important that it holds it by the wheels and no frame contact is sometimes on platform style bikes, you're going to have that center mast here, or a hook comes down and makes contact. That could scratch up your bikes and limit you on what kind of bikes you can actually put on a 4-bike bike rack. So you're not going to want to do a carbon fiber bike on there because it could scratch or damage that frame. Also, there's nothing in the way here when you go to set the bikes in place, so it makes loading and unloading far easier. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's look about what it takes to actually put it in the hitch and load up the bikes. Now, if you need a second set of hands to do this, that's fine. We'll slide it in and line up that hitch pin hole. Put our pin to the hitch pin hole, and then add our lock on the other side. With the pin in place, now we can tighten down the hand knob. I like that you don't have to have tools to do this, and the lock clicks on that pin right away, so it does make it easy. Now it's time to load up the bikes. So I'm going to pull on the handle, lower the platform down, get the arms out of the way. Go ahead and get this all prepared so it'll be easy to drop them into place. The first one I recommend coming in from the side to go ahead and put that in place. Throw the strap over the back tire. Pushing the button, wheel hook, you can extend that, bring it up, push it down into place. We had no issues with the first two bikes. The third bike, you got to watch out for seats and handles hitting each other. If you have a dropper post, you could drop that seat down in that position. That's what you want to do. Even regular seats, you can lower. We don't have any dropper posts today, but we were able to lower some of the seats to get them out of the way, or even maneuver the handlebars around each other. One of the features the NV 2.0 does have is it can tilt away with the bikes fully loaded. Now, I don't recommend doing that. The bike rack can already get a little heavy. Then you're adding 4 bikes to that, which is going to be, it can handle up to 40 pounds per bike. So potentially you could be adding all that to the bike rack to tilt it down. Also, depending on your vehicle height, it could hit the ground. On this vehicle today, it does hit the ground, so it is a little challenging to tilt this away to get to the back hatch. You can do it, but then you're also gonna have to lift that back up into place too. Some things to consider is where you're gonna hold the bike rack. I suggest the wheel hook, not the maintenance arm. It does move a little bit on you, so just be prepared for that. Also, if you grab underneath, it could smash your hand. If it does make ground contact, the lever you're gonna have to throw is all the way back here, so it's not really an easy way to do that from the end. It'd be nice if the handle was here, so I could just at least do that, have something to hold onto and lower it. So I'm gonna have Tom jump in, hit the lever for me, and then I'm gonna lower the bike rack.
Ready?
Yep. You gotta lift up on it as well as it comes down. Also be careful that you don't get trapped underneath your bike or get hit by the frame. So it's all the way down on the ground. Watch out for handlebars when you pop up so you don't hit your head or your shoulder, but you can see how close it comes to the ground. Now we're gonna open up the back hatch. And get access to whatever we needed to grab. Now lifting the bike rack back up is gonna be challenging as well. You can get a second set of hands if you want to go from the sides if that's easier. I'm going to come down here, use the arm with the hook on it that goes on the tire to lift it up. The good thing is the lever does snap into place when you get it high enough. So come down here, lift it up, and then it catches. I like that the cable lock is integrated. It's not a separate part that I have to remember to get out of the car to lock up, especially if you're gonna put 4 bikes on here. You gotta find space for 4 different cable locks somewhere in the back of your vehicle. So it's great that it's integrated here. With the bikes loaded up, you're ready to hit the road. When you're going to back out of your garage, you're gonna probably see that all 4 bikes on there is definitely gonna cover up your backup camera, so we can't really see behind us. We have to use our mirrors, and it's setting off the backup detector. Now you can hit a button and just turn that off, so at least the beeping's out of the way, but you're gonna wanna know that you're gonna have to use your mirrors. Now that we've got the bikes loaded up, we went over a little bit on how to use the bike rack. Next thing I'd be worried about is how it handles when you're going on the road. You do have 4 bikes on there. How's it gonna work when you go over bumps? Let's go see. We're gonna take it out here on the test course. First thing we're gonna do is hit the bumps. We're just gonna see what it's like if we did hit some speed bumps. I'm watching the bike, watching how it holds on the tires. It looks like it moves just a little bit. not too much. This is mostly standard with other bike racks, so nothing to worry about. The bike doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Now we're gonna go a little bit faster in the parking lot and see how that handles. As I'm taking a little slight turn, looks like it's fine. I see a little movement again, but again, the bike's not going anywhere, so I don't have to worry about it. Now we're coming to the portion of the test course where we can speed up. I'm gonna take some aggressive turns and see how it handles there. After those aggressive turns, the bikes did shift a little bit, but they stayed on the bike rack, so nothing to worry about. Back from the test course, it did move back and forth just a little bit, but I think that's just gonna happen with all this weight added to the rack on the back of your vehicle. Now the bikes didn't move, so that's the important part. There was a little up and down movement hitting the bumps from the bike rack, but wasn't too worried about that as long as the bike stayed put. Now we got a good idea what it looks like fully loaded with all 4 bikes on here. Let's take them off and take a closer look at the bike rack itself. Also included with the NV 2.0 is going to be this adapter. So there's going to be tire sizes of 20 to 24 inch in diameter. So this is going to help it attach to children's bikes that are a little bit shorter to put on there. I'm going to remove it and show you what would happen if you tried to do it without the adapter. It hooks on with just the hook and loop fasteners. We remove it from the hook. I'll show you. That's where it stops. So you wouldn't be able to attach it to the tire like you need to secure it. And you wouldn't want to do it all the way out here because you want it as close to the fork as you can. Taking a look at the cradles, you can see the groove for the road tire bike. It opens up a little bit more for a mountain bike tire, and then it can also accept a fat tire. Now you're gonna have to get an adapter to get the fat tire bike to go up on here just for the strap. So make sure you check that out on our website. One disadvantage of the cradle is it cannot move back and forth. So it's stuck right here. So that means there's not gonna be any adjustability side to side for your bikes. So when you saw me load the bikes earlier, all I could do was move the seats down. I wasn't able to move them forward or backwards. Some other platform style bike racks allow you to do that. And that's gonna help making loading the bikes far easier. But there is some adjustability. The strap can slide to accommodate different wheelbases. If you look at the hitch, it is a straight shank. However, there is an elevation to the platform, so you don't have to worry about it being level right there. You definitely need that when you're trying to tilt it away. You saw me do that earlier. It still made contact, but it definitely gave more room. So you won't really have to worry about bottoming out when you're going up steep driveways or hills. Now to take up some of that space, you can fold it up towards your vehicle. So you're gonna pull this lever that you did to lower it. You might have to lift up on the bike rack a little bit to get to go. Then lift it up towards the vehicle. It's gonna snap back into place and stop it. And then it's gonna be far less space it's taken up. Whether it's fully loaded or folded up, it is gonna cover up most of the back of your vehicle. So that's gonna be the tail lights, license plate, backup camera. So just keep that in mind. You are gonna have those covered up. A nice feature that it has as an extra is gonna be this maintenance arm. So you can bring this out and open it up to help hold your bike so you can work on it. The maintenance arm is great for holding that bike up so you can do maintenance on it, fix anything, making the adjustments you need to either before or after the trail, but do not drive with it in the arm. Another bike rack that comes to mind when looking at the NV 2.0 is going to be the Yakima Stage 2. Now that one's set up as stadium style, so that means it's going to get taller. The rails are the further away you get from the vehicle, so when you're going to load up the bikes, it's going to give you more options so that there's not so much contact between the handlebars and seats. You're going to at least have some movement there to get around that. Another thing it has is going to have the cable locks built into the wheel hooks, so it'll come out there towards the front of the bike to help lock it up instead of the back like we have on this one. Another thing it has going for it is going to be the handle at the end. I really like that. If you are going to want to tilt it away, you saw how this one isn't the easiest to do, especially with this all the way on the inside. That handle on the end is way easier to grab, hold on to lower it away from the vehicle. Overall, I think the NV 2.0 is a good bike rack. It's built sturdy, it held the bikes in place. There was some movement side to side, but the bikes didn't go anywhere, and that's the important part. There's just a few things that I didn't really care for, like the lever being placed where it was, made it difficult to lower it away from the vehicle. And then also the fact that the cradles aren't able to move back and forth. So it did take a little bit to figure out what ways to put the bikes on the bike rack and not have any contact whatsoever. However, what I do like is that I only have to buy one bike rack. So if I want to carry 4 bikes, I can use this. But if I only use that a couple times a year and I just want to convert it down to 2 bike rack, I can do that as well. Didn't have to buy anything separate, and it's just more manageable that way to either store in your garage or have on the back of your vehicle. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out and hope this helped.